something through scripture that bothers me a bit. The first high priest of Israel, Aaron, somehow his children didn't end well. They died in a day because of an error. Eli, his children didn't end well. Samuel, the great prophet, all his children didn't end well. David, all his children didn't end well. Man of God, it looks like after God has used them, the anger of the forces of darkness went after their children. And some way, somehow, strangely, their children didn't end the way. The priests, those whom God used, some way, somehow, their children didn't end up in the hands of God. So eventually, an anger that was aroused by their ministries came after their children. It came after their children. So whilst they took care of other people's children, a vengeance was released against their own. Never attack the children of pastors. Never. It will not be well. It looks like when those men gave their all. Do you know that after God chose Gideon and used Gideon for Israel, all his 70 children didn't end well? All his 70 children didn't end well. One of them just rose up and killed all of them. They didn't end well. There is this vengeance against children of those who become a tool in the hands of God. There is this vengeance, and we are going to pray that as I escape the vengeance, my children, I don't know who you are in life, but if you are somebody God one way or the other is using for the help of humanity, you should know a vengeance is being prepared against your children. So Lord, I'm only a tool in your hands. I'm only a battle axe. What about my children? What about my children? Will you use me? How just is this, that you use me for other people's children and leave my children? How just is this? So Lord, cause my children to escape the vengeance that is arising upon them as a result of the ministry you have committed to me. Save my children. Save my children. Wawahi wawa. Jesus. Are you ready to pray? Yes. Check through scriptures. Yes. Check through scriptures. It started from the garden. The first man who had not even imparted lives, his children didn't survive. A vengeance went on his children. All his first two children became, one died as a result of another's wickedness, and the other one became a vagabond. All his two children, nothing good came out of them. There is a way that when God begins to have a fellowship with a man, the anger of darkness goes after his children. The anger of darkness goes after his children. One of the things that I cherish the most, and I cherish with my life, is when I see that a pastor's child has taken over him. It is one of the biggest miracles. It's not family business, it's a miracle. and Satan becomes so angry that he starts to turn it as a family business to attack whatever God has done. They want the child to be be to discredit the ministry. So the moment children start to take over from their father's ministry, they start to it hurt the devil to a point that it turns into another thing, and he will tell everybody, see, they are turning it into a business. It's a lie. He couldn't touch the child. God has done a miracle. God has worked a miracle. He couldn't touch the child, because his system is that if God will use you for other people's children, then your children must be in my hands. And that is the price most priests has paid. That is the price that most people God use have paid. They have paid for their ministry with their children. They have paid for their ministry. So most of them, they died with their children discrediting their ministry. I've mentioned a whole prophet Samuel, a whole high priest Eli, a whole Aaron, a whole David. What about Gideon, Adam, all these men? Atwe take it to quarter. Jesus. If your children are able to escape the vengeance of hell for all that God has used you to do, then the hell starts to do hell starts to propagate a rumor, or turning into family, or turning into death. No, on turning the children have escaped the vengeance. The children have escaped the vengeance. Or pesenka sofuni bedru say na ne basuban discredit. And most often, men of God that God dangerously used to damage hell, their children are not able to escape. Their children are not able to escape. And sometimes the devil use that to discredit them and to do this, but only Satan knows how those men and women, their ministries have damaged hell. Only Satan can tell. Only Satan can tell how their ministries have damaged hell. Sometimes it is immeasurable. So the only consolation of hell is their children. Mokota. Jesus! So who said Osofuba a Christonia, you have seen a miracle. Who said Osofuba a Christoni, you have seen a miracle. So what the one coin out to home a Christosom now will back be a Christonia, what who's entering. Because the vengeance of hell must come after your children. So sometimes ube nipa wotu ni husi asafum se me boa asafui me ye say me ye washer me ye say me ye counselor me ye say counselor pa na ware ego counselor pa obun se ne ma wa counsel amount for massa obun so no ne ba se me nima de cry for the counselor. It's always the vengeance of hell. It's never about the ministries of the people. When you see those things, you should know that that ministry has damaged hell. That ministry has damaged hell. And sometimes you maybe more bombay. Listen, some of you that God has started using and you are not even married, start praying for the children coming. Start praying for your children coming, because when Satan can't touch you now, his only hope is that you will marry and give birth. His only hope is that you will marry and give birth. And one thing I say, "Oh, come on for my once a she so one so ye tool in the house of God. She if you know you will become a doctor, God will use a nurse, God will use a lawyer, God will use a teacher, God will use a lecturer, God will use a pastor, God will use. Now who so baby or so nyame ye ne baby misbehave she because it's as a result of their effectiveness and it's as a result they have damaged Satan over some people's children. And Satan said, I will come after you, your own seed. I will come after you, your own seed. And so my children will not be victims of vengeance. Satan, if you don't like what I'm doing, come and face me. Come and face me. let's leave my children out of this. Come and face me. Let's leave our children out of this. Come and save me. Listen, yes. Beginning no baby. Bakakra me hunu ewunyamisumu ni the little warfare I've seen. Say me hu se will be ye papa nom ye maame nom we this of watch na ne ban yini to my age, and I say above me na ne bani dinechia. I see a warfare that has gone around the man, and the Lord has shown him mercy. Say neba dinechi, woe unto you if you decide to talk against the fact that Neba has taken over him. Woe unto you. You don't know the battle God fought to make sure that child stand. You have no idea. You have no idea the battle. Yes. When men becomes a handful for hell, the only hope of hell is their children. So over time, when I started seeing the children of great men and women who have caused damage, yet their children are standing with them. You see their children on their pulpit ministering. You see their children following them. You see that is miracle. I don't know how to explain. That is victory. It's not automatic. That is victory. That is victory. Because in scriptures, have you not realized that Eli's sons were ordained by God to take after him, but they missed? Aaron's sons were ordained by God to take over. So in reality, the children must take over their parents, but Satan goes after them and makes sure that the children don't end well. He always goes after them. So the children of Samuel could not take over, but God has ordained. God has ordained that every priest, your children must take over you. But Satan will never allow it. Satan will never allow it. So you stand whilst you pray for yourself, pray for your children, that they will not be victims of vengeance. They will not be victims of vengeance. Some of you are only 25, but you have caused too much damage to hell. Be careful. The damage you have caused to hell at that age of yours. Some of you fast like water. You fast 7 days, 21 days, 30 days. You fast, and because you are not seeing money, you think it's not working. Because you are not seeing the job you are looking for, so you think your fasting is not working. You don't know that it's causing a higher damage. And the vengeance of hell is after that child you have not born. Hell is waiting for your somebody that must come from your loins. Jesus! And all the pain you caused him, he will let your children cause it. So, and this Messi me who be a obo wanya sofo else watching sofo na brabo nyino de si wa merade. Me hu san kofo no na me hu se omu madi omachi onyamesum me hu kofo awrade adiko kesi ama wo me hu kofo awrade adiko kesi nti wo so bebom pese awrade di meko awrade di meko. Oh Jesus, emame efame maho. You have used me to damage her. Protect my children. They will not be victims of hell's vengeance. Lift up your voice.